Siri, humidify the bedroom.
Okay.
Yo, what's up guys? Thanks so much for joining me again today. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shane and this channel is all about building an easy smart home using HomeKit with new videos released every Sunday right here. So as you can see, today we're talking about a fairly new product by VOCOlinc, the MistFlow Smart Humidifier. Now I'm going to show you the features, I'm going to show you what's in the box, the setup, we're going to use the app, and then I'm going to give you my overall impressions. Now this product does work with HomeKit, Amazon, and Google Assistants, but today we're going to be focusing on the HomeKit integration as always. Now full disclosure, VOCOlinc did send me this product so that I could test it out and share it with you, but of course you're going to get my honest opinions and feedback about this thing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now most of you probably don't recall, which I'd say is a good thing, but one of my first reviews on this channel was for the VOCOlinc FlowerBud Diffuser that also works with HomeKit. Now this new MistFlow humidifier is actually quite similar to the FlowerBud in many ways, so naturally I'll be discussing some of the differences and the pros and cons of each throughout this video as well. So this is currently about $70 on Amazon. Now it is actually sold out at the time of recording this video. Hopefully by the time this video publishes or soon after, it will be back in stock. I was told that by mid-February sometime they should have it back in stock on Amazon. And once this does become available, I will be sure to update that video description down below with some affiliate links where you can purchase this and help out the channel. Inside the box, we have the manual, the device itself, both of which have that HomeKit code on it that we'll need for setup. This smart humidifier will connect to your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network and, as mentioned, is compatible with HomeKit, Amazon, and Google Assistants. It includes a 2.5 liter water tank that can humidify areas up to 430 square feet. You can even add essential oils to the water tank to diffuse some nice smelling fragrances. It also includes a rainbow spectrum mood light that is also exposed to HomeKit with customizable colors and light effects. They claim up to 30 hours of runtime, so I'm assuming that means you can get up to about 30 hours off of one tank of water. So there are two touch sensitive buttons on the front, one for the mood light and one for the mist speed. The lower button turns the light on or off with a tap, and a long press will change the color of the light. There is a little LED that's always on when the device is plugged in, and then there is an H and an L, which stands for high and low, each having its own LED that illuminates based on the MistFlow speed that you choose. Now the physical controls only gives you two settings, that high and low, but the VOCOlinc app gives you 5 different MistFlow settings. The low setting is the equivalent of a 3 in the app, and the high setting is the equivalent of a 5 in the app. On the back we have the power cord and this nice see-through plastic strip that kind of shows you how much water is in the tank. The lid on the top has a hole where the steam comes out, and it's in the shape of this little water drop. It also has this cool little like wave or ripple like design, which is nice. You know, I can appreciate some of the added little touches like that in the design of this thing. Now setting up this device to work with HomeKit is just as easy as you would expect, as most good HomeKit products. I didn't have any issues with this getting it to connect right away, and as usual you can add this directly in the Home app or you can use the VOCOlinc app. I always recommend using the manufacturer's app at least initially, just to be sure you get any firmware updates that might be available. And if you've used VOCOlinc products before, you'll probably know there is more than likely going to be a firmware update, which is a good thing. That means that they're continuing to update and improve their products. And I should also mention that the VOCOlinc app itself has recently undergone a complete redesign. Now, speaking of the VOCOlinc app, let's take a look at the controls of the MistFlow. All right, so if we open up our VOCOlinc app, and here is my humidifier. So I can turn it on and off just by tapping that. And I can tap into it, and here we have the controls for both the humidifier and the mood light. So if we tap that, you'll see across the top here we have our overview, schedules, and settings. So first of all, the overview tab. Up here we have a set time. This is a countdown timer. So this is kind of neat if you want to manually set, you know, a timer for this to go off after a certain amount of time, maybe at night or whatever. This is your toggle to turn it on or off. So here is our target humidifier. So the humidifier will automatically turn off when the surrounding humidity around reaches the set target humidity. That's what it says right here. So let's turn it on, and it says our current humidity is 52%. So it's trying to reach 54%. So this will stay on as long as it is under that target humidity. Now let's say we have our target set to, you know, maybe 30 something percent. You can see even though the device is on, it will turn off because it has reached that target humidity already. So this is kind of nice if you want to keep the room a certain level. You can essentially keep this thing on all the time and set your target humidity to be, you know, say 50%, 40%, whatever it is you want. And then it'll cut on automatically when that humidity drops below your target, and it'll cut off once it reaches that target. So pretty nice. And along the bottom, you can see our mist output volume again, our schedules. You can see here I've got a schedule set already. So mine is coming on every night through the week at 7:30 and cutting off at 9:30 p.m. So you can create more, all kinds of schedules here, adjust the target humidity. Maybe you want it different at night or whatever the case may be. And in the settings tab here, we have our name. You can turn on or off empty tank alert. Now this right here says notify when the water tank gets low. I tried this and I haven't been able to get like a push notification to my phone yet, which is what I was hoping I would see. So I don't know if I'm just missing that or if it doesn't work that way. You do see a little icon saying that the water's low in the app when you're looking at the device. So maybe it's that, I don't know. Signal strength, your firmware version, and all that good stuff. Now going back, we have our MistFlow mood light. So let's take a look at this real quick. It has these kind of default colors down here. For some reason the defaults down here are kind of muted, but you can of course change these whatever you want. Change the brightness here. Now the effects is pretty cool. One of the unique things about the VOCOlinc products is that they do include these effects, and these effects are actually exposed to HomeKit. So that's kind of a little secret tip there. So if you create a scene within the VOCOlinc app and save one of these effects as a part of that scene, it will be exposed to HomeKit, and you can set that scene with HomeKit and it will include your effects. So let's do the blink one right here so you can see. Let's make this a little bit faster. There you go, we got a breathe effect. And you can save your different effects down here to quickly jump to one or another. And there you go, that is the VOCOlinc app. Now let's look real quick in HomeKit. Now in the Home app, I can tap my MistFlow tile. Now these are of course combined, the mood light and the humidifier itself. You can separate these if you want, but here is our humidity. Now again, you can see here when I change this, it says set to 69, set to 81. So this is going to perform the same way it does in the VOCOlinc app. So if I turn this on, you see it's not actually on right now because our humidity level is currently over that 50%. So it's not going to actually turn on until that current humidity drops below 50%. So for example, let's raise this up. There you go. Now you can see it says rising to 73%. Again, let's drop that target down. And you can see it doesn't say rising, it says set to 50% because it's already over 50%. And here is our mood light, just like any light in HomeKit. Got our color wheel. here is our settings. Now you can change the room, the accessories. Here again we have the 2 accessories included with this device exposed to HomeKit. And again, there's that show us separate tiles if you want to separate out that mood light to be its own individual tile. And that's it for the Home app. So my experience so far using this thing in HomeKit has been good. Now of course I haven't had it that long, just a few weeks, but in the time I've had it, it has maintained a solid connection to HomeKit and been very responsive. I've been running it on automations, as you saw, to come on each night to humidify and add a little fragrance to my bedroom. And I've added that mood light that's included as a part of some of my HomeKit scenes to come on and off every day. I do feel like it's built really well. It feels solid and durable. I've been using the FlowerBud Diffuser regularly for over a couple years now, so I can only assume that this one will also hold up as well as that product. Now, speaking of that FlowerBud, what are some of the differences? Now, obviously there's a lot in common. There is a lot of similarities between this and that FlowerBud. You know, they basically do the same things in HomeKit and in the VOCOlinc app. But I'd say that the FlowerBud is more of an oil diffuser first, whereas the MistFlow is more of a humidifier first. And both are sort of marketed that way. So with the FlowerBud, you know, I don't think it's near as powerful when it comes to actually increasing the humidity in the room. So it can and probably will improve the humidity of the room, but it's probably going to be much slower. You know, that water tank is much smaller, so it also won't last as long as the MistFlow. And that has been the one thing that I really love about the MistFlow compared to the FlowerBud. You know, I always forgot to add water to the FlowerBud, and it's kind of hard to know when it's low and when you need to add water just because you can't really see just by looking at the FlowerBud. With the MistFlow, not only do I have that little window on the back showing the water level, but I can very easily see the water level whenever I just walk by, you know, during the day. Plus it holds much more water, which means I don't have to fill it up near as often. So I think the FlowerBud is still a good product, and I've enjoyed having it, you know, for a while. And it's one to consider if, you know, 1, you prefer the way it looks, and maybe 2, you primarily just want an oil diffuser to run for a short time each day, or, you know, whenever you use it. But if you need something to actually improve the air quality by adding that humidity to the room, then I'd definitely look into the MistFlow. It's just going to do a better job at improving that humidity in the room. I really like the MistFlow also because of that large water tank. I love that I don't have to add water near as often as I did with the FlowerBud, and it's much easier to tell when the water is getting low. The added mood light exposed to HomeKit is a real nice touch, just like with the FlowerBud. Plus I can still add a few drops of essential oils anytime to the MistFlow to make the room smell nice. So this MistFlow is kind of the best of both worlds. One thing that does seem like a bit of a missed opportunity is that it doesn't expose the humidity as a separate sensor to HomeKit. I do feel like that would have been nice and could give you the ability to run automations around the humidity level, you know, in HomeKit. Not something that I care too much about personally, but I can see how somebody interested in a HomeKit humidifier would want that. You know, all in all, I think this thing is a good option if you're looking for a well-made humidifier that supports HomeKit or any of the other voice assistants for that matter. You know, VOCOlinc is continuing to put out solid products for HomeKit that work well, and this one is really no exception. You know, not too long ago, I also reviewed their PureFlow HomeKit Air Purifier, which I still love, and I even used VOCOlinc Lightstrips above and below my kitchen cabinets in a recent project. You can check out both of these videos right here on screen. Subscribe if you haven't already for new HomeKit videos every Sunday. Consider hitting that join button below to become a channel member. You'll be supporting this channel and also getting some cool perks like early access to new videos and our members only Discord group where we talk all things HomeKit. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, we'll see y'all later.